part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane,
This is Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman on Justice League Action. This is Mark Wade, writer of Superman Birthright, and you're listening to the Krypton Report.
Welcome to the Krypton Report. In this episode, it's going to be just James. Goodbye, everybody.
Whoa. I got put on the spot.
Hey, after we're done recording, let me tell you about my fun April Fool's episode we're going to record.
Okay.
I thought about just putting it as a regular non-April Fool's. But then I thought, you know what? People might not like it. But if I say it's April Fool's, they might. So what's up, man? How you been?
Oh, just so busy. So busy lately.
This is James, everybody. His name's not James anymore. It's Superman Red. This is Superman Red. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, then that's pretty sad. So, anyways, it's September. I think this is technically our first recording in September, right? No, we did one, didn't we? Yeah. Right? For September? Yeah.
The McFarlane...
Yeah, that was in September. Yeah, good us.
Toys, yeah.
I'm off my game. Long day. But, anyways, we're going to talk some World War Apocalypse. It was a long day, but a good day. And comics and James. We're going to talk some James. So, without further ado, let's check in with the desk and talk to Ollie. What's up, Ollie? Ollie's not here today, so let's go back. Okay, let's talk some news. We got some news? We got some news. Okay. News. Yeah. Harley Quinn got is given a season 4, which is cool as we're about to wrap up season 3. Have you watched the newest episode yet?
That is the last episode I have not watched yet. Batman Begins Forever.
Yep, it's a great title and it's a great episode.
I actually heard that it's a really great episode, so I definitely have to watch it.
After you do, I'll tell you. So, after we watched it, Jeannie and I, because it's one of the shows I do get up early and watch before I go to work on Thursdays, which, as of this recording, will be tomorrow. I turned to Jeannie.
You have to get up extra early to watch 2 episodes.
And I was like, you know what? This episode is kind of based off, well, it's not based off, but like this idea that I've had for a Batman story in a sense of a certain character trait or flaw, which I'll express more to you after you watch the episode, but it was really good. So yeah, season 4, cool. I'm interested to see where they go and what they do. Like you have 2 to go, so you haven't even seen the other one. Oh man, dang it, James. Dang it, Temp. Also, so coming up on Batman Day, which this year is also Brian's birthday. That's right, Brian has a birthday. Cinemark theaters.
At least once a year.
And if he'd have it, it'd be twice a year. Cinemark theaters is going to be putting Mask of the Phantasm, Batman 89, and Batman Returns in theaters. And I think that's awesome, but it also sucks. And here's why I say it sucks. Is there's a lot of things that are going on now like this that are by theater chain. Okay? So it's not just a Batman Day. Like, it's just Cinemark for Batman Day. So people in Florida don't have Cinemark. Regal Cinemas is putting Trick or Treat in theaters for a day in October. and there's no Regal theaters close to me.
None that I know of.
I looked
And
I looked up, and like all the Regals are like in these obscure like towns in Ohio, and I live in an obscure town, and there's none close to me.
I actually believe I saw something today on the news about Regal filing for bankruptcy or something.
That's probably why they need help. But I mean, the Regal Cinema that I used to work at closed. And it's now a car dealership. It's weird. But yeah. So Batman Day, I'm taking the kids to see Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, and then after that, my sister-in-law is going to pick the kids up and take them home, and then Brian and I are going to watch Batman '89 and then Batman Returns. So we're doing a triple feature. That's my birthday gift to him. So yay, Batman Day.
Yay. I didn't know it was at Cinemark, though, because that's what's around me.
Yep. So James, you should join us in spirit. Let's see. And then the rest of the news is not a whole lot, but we have casting news. Superman and Lois has been busy casting because they're about to start filming, I think, next week.
I believe that is the case, yes.
But they have casted, first of all, they have cast their villain, which we're all speculating is Bruno Mannheim. But James, tell us about who they cast for the villain.
Chad Coleman.
Chad. Who's
Chad Coleman? Yeah. He's one of the stars of the Orville. He also played Tobias Church on Arrow.
And he was Tyrese Williams on The Walking Dead. For those people who are into watching The Walking Dead, or used to watch The Walking Dead. Well,
yeah, I'm really far behind on that one.
I gave up. But yeah, so I've seen his work. And we are speculating that he's going to be Bruno Mannheim, based off the fact that the Diggle speech, like you said to me, was the idea of Bruno Mannheim. And then they just said the villain for Superman Lois. So, yeah.
Yeah. Diggle said that Bruno Mannheim was the guy who killed that Earth's John Henry Irons. So, which, is interesting just because of the comic arc for Steel with his weapons and getting them off the streets and out of the hands of gang members and organized crime.
Which could be
an inner gang being one of them.
Which could be a really way of just backdooring John, more of a storyline that this John picks up where the other John left off.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm excited. I've seen his work and it was good and enjoyed it. But the other casting news is interesting because I had, if we would have recorded one day earlier, I had something to throw out there for discussion. But what did we get casting news of today?
Somebody has been cast as John Kent on Superman and Lois.
Yeah. So Michael Bishop, am I saying that correctly?
I believe so.
Is an Australian actor that we have not seen anywhere. And that's pretty much it. I mean, he looks like he fits in and like just blends in, with.
Yeah, he looks more like a twin to Jordan than Jordan did. You know what I'm saying? Because that's his real name.
Yeah, that'll be one step easier to talk about when we're trying not to. He was in the TV
Jordan
movie
being John, but Alex being Jordan.
He did 2017. He did an 11-minute short. In 2018, he did 6 episodes of his show called Grace, Beside Me. He did 2019, he did a short called Shelter. And then 2021, he did a Disney Channel movie called Spin. He was in that. So really, pretty much not much of anything. So, okay. You know, he looks like the missing brother in the way of like, you know how they did, his name was was it Adam? Yeah, it was Adam on Supernatural. The third Winchester brother. Spoiler alert. There was another Winchester, who looked kind of like a blend of the two, you know? He kind of reminds you of that. He looks like you mixed the two. So it'll be well cast. But what the question I was going to ask was, should they have killed John off, wrote him off, or recast? That was going to be our big discussion point. But they've recast. But still, what are your thoughts, James?
Well, you know, he had to leave the show because of some health reasons, some mental health reasons. So, I mean, you know, hopefully it works out for the best for him. So, but we've got, I've never seen this guy in anything. I just say he looks like he could fit into the family, and hopefully he has some chemistry and works well.
See, I
don't think killing him off would necessarily be the answer.
I almost feel like they should have written him out of the show. Like, and not like killed him off, but like something happened where we could have started this season with a little bit of a mystery of what happened to John. And they could have found some sort of pseudoscience way of something with him. You know, I'm not going to spitball all the possibilities, but that if Jordan, the actor, ever wanted to return, he could have. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever watch the last season of Black Lightning?
I have not gotten around to that.
So the one actress that played his daughter came out and said she was leaving that season. So production had started, I think, before they announced that it was going to be the last season. They shortened it. So they do this whole convoluted story of how all of a sudden, basically her atoms get rearranged and she comes out as a different looking person. And they have to give her a different name and say like she's the cousin or something. And then they had to you could tell, clumsily create the storyline of what she was doing and then reintroduce the original actress for the last episode because she came back because they were ending the series. So it was really interesting how they just kind of did it. But
I do remember her being recast for that last season though.
So yeah, if you just kind of see the way they clumsily do it, it's
yeah. Honestly, I just think you should try to. I mean, obviously the actor is the one who has to deliver, so I just think you try and welcome him and then progress as though nothing even changed.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same John.
Yep.
Sorry, he doesn't look the same, but it's a job. That's something that people do have to kind of remember about this, that it is a job.
It is. But that's all I got for news. Short and sweet. Not a whole lot. Which can be a good thing right now, being a DC fan. We're going to press pause and hear a few words from our other podcasts on Press Play Podcast Network.
Hello, Brooks here with the Books with Brooks monthly book club podcast. Here's how Books with Brooks works. We read one book a month, and then we talk about it. classics like Stephen King's The Shining, debut novels like We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang, and tons of other compelling, life-changing stories, one book and 1 month at a time. So come read along with us and then listen in.
If you are like Tyler and James and can't get enough super talk, check out these other podcasts. Digging for Kryptonite, Supergirl Radio, The Last Sons of Krypton, the Superboy Legacy Podcast, All-Star Superfans, Superman the Animated Podcast, The Aspiring Kryptonians, Always Hold On to Smallville, Caped Wonder, The Geek of Steel, and Truth, Justice, and Hope podcast.
This is Dan Jurgens, and if you want to have a good time, keep listening to the Krypton Report.
But what we do have, James, is some comics. No,
We do have a few comics.
I got 3 over here.
Yeah, that is what I have as well.
So let's go grab them.
Well, I got mine. I've had them sitting here right next to me.
All right, which one would you like to do first, Mr. James?
Well, I suppose since, I don't know, right? They're both kind of wrapping up a storyline.
I say we do World's Finest first.
That's what I was going to go with.
World's
That's the one I'm pulling out.
World's Finest number 6, First Flight of the Flying Graysons. I liked this issue because it does wrap up the storyline, but in a way, it's also almost a one-off. Now, let me ask you, did you read any of the... There's an ad... Oops, excuse me. I read the Tom King's Riddler One Bad Day.
Okay.
It was okay. I'm really looking forward to the Two-Face one. Hopefully it doesn't suck. And if it's good, we'll talk about it. But if it doesn't, I'll just cry. But the Tom King one was okay. I was kind of hoping for something more, but it just kind of left me more. I feel like Tom King's very hit and miss. Like, he's a good writer, but sometimes I'm left like, but World's Finest.
I can see that.
By the great Mark Waid. A long time ago. Take us there, James.
Okay. A long time ago. So last we saw Robin, he was lost in a time stream. He seems to have, wherever he emerged from the time stream, he did so on where the tomb of Neza is, and he leaves a note for, maybe I'm spoiling that.
Nah.
He does leave something behind underneath the rock, because that is how I believe they... I read this book last week, so I'm kind of going off. That's coming out of memory there.
You're fine. So we see Robin. He's banging a rock and a knife against a stone, and then we cut to Cordell Maltese, age 92, with the circus.
With the circus.
And if you don't know why I'm saying it like that, then why are we talking? But continue, James.
Yeah, so we're at the circus, and a guy has a gun. Guy has a gun pointed at the lion. He's going to shoot the lion. And Robin stops him. Says, Caesar, don't. He believes that more is going on. Here, people are dying, and the animals are being blamed for it. Yeah. And, we get some talk from Robin, and he as a detective, clearly knows that these things aren't what they appear, just because of what people say and evidence they've planted. Robin, with his future foresight and detective skills.
I mean, yeah. He's like, He has the skills and knowledge, but not the tech.
Not all the tools. You know, he's doing all this stuff very basic like. But the lion is said to have killed somebody, and then Robin actually goes in and gives the lion a hug to collect some blood off of its paws.
Because he's a genius.
Because he's a genius. 3, he's saying how 3 new people had joined the circus before it left town, before it moved on. He tests it. He says that the blood was animal blood, not human. So the lion didn't kill anybody.
No, it didn't.
He is talking about, he's kind of reminiscing about the circus, about flying as a trapeze artist. And he's performing some trapeze, and who should catch him but Batman?
Yeah, this
Batman
was this one kind of caught me for a second because I was like, wait, is that for real? I was like, oh, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, here we are. We come up to where he probably would be, or where he knew they would be, and here's where he left a note. Hey guys, come find me, Robin.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty smooth. Which is pretty sweet. But yeah, when at first I thought he was imagining Batman there, but nope. And then there's Superman, and they show us the note, and Superman's a strong man. Get it?
Yeah.
Who's got some,
get it? Kind of his inspiration.
Who's got some female attention, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yeah, they don't leave you with any time. They tell you right away, like, this is Batman, and then the next page, yep, this is Superman. They've come back for him.
And Robin's telling him about what's going on.
I like their little cheeky interaction. I prefer working undercover. Well, aren't you a master of disguise? He's wearing no shirt and no mask.
Mm-hmm. That's how he rolls, James.
Yes, sir.
He likes to stick out and be ripped. That's how I go undercover.
That's how you go undercover? Hey, makes sense.
I like to stand out, like Powerline says. But yeah, so they start to perform. Batman and Robin are performing while Superman's checking some stuff out. I think this is what's interesting, where he says there's a fire and Superman's using his breath to put it out, and he says the whole tent is waterproof with paraffin. You'll just spread the flame. And as they're running, Robin's like, this fire's a distraction. And Superman's getting people out of the fire. And then my favorite is Robin grabbing the tiger's tail. He literally caught a tiger by his tail.
Grab a lion by its tail.
Oh,
yeah.
The expression is catch a tiger by his tail, but you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a lion in this case, but you know what I meant.
Just clarifying for the listeners, they might not be flipping through their own book.
They're like, Tyler, you're an idiot. And I'll be like, huh? Can't exactly argue with them right here. Lions and tigers and bears.
Right. Well, so the reason that Robin grabs the lion's tail is the fire is a distraction, and one of the new guys on the circus, one of the 3 new guys, who is accusing the lion at the beginning of the story, he's been locked in the cage with the lion to actually be killed by the lion, mauled by the lion. So Robin and Batman go to save him, and Superman uses a whirlwind basically to draw the fire up and out of the tent before the whole thing burns down on everybody.
Yep.
Which is a pretty cool Superman move. That's they've done that in a number of mediums of Superman.
It never gets old. It's kind of like seeing Heat Vision. It never gets old.
Yeah.
We enjoy it. So, and then meanwhile,
Robin says, "I have a murderer to nail."
we have the guy stealing money. Good old easy breezy money. And we find out that the three guys that joined the circus had robbed a place, robbed a
First Bank of San Diego.
Yep, and they were they were killing one of the guys, so it was 50-50, but the lion tamer caught it, and he cut himself in, basically. But he wanted to get rid of them so he could take it all for himself. And
yeah, they basically decided to take it down to 50-50 again, and then the lion tamer was like, "Nope, I want it all."
greed, man.
So, Robin knocks him out, and he gets arrested. And the circus survived. The tent is still, says they were too busy wondering how, in the night, a brand new tent mysteriously appeared.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Maybe our boy Superman had something to do with it.
Oh, more than likely. I mean, Batman's got a lot of pull. I don't know if he's got a lot of valuable money in this day. He went
and tapped some of the old...
I don't think it said how far back Robin was.
It said 18... Hold on.
Did it? Oh, yeah, it does. At Corto Maltese at the beginning. There we go. 1892. I missed that.
Yeah. So, wow. But I like this. It was a very much of a... I don't want the term throwback, but that's what it was. It felt very much like a good old throwback kind of issue. Just a good adventure with Batman, Superman, and Robin.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Not super heavy and bogged down by a lot of stuff. Just like hit the bad guys.
Just a nice little detective story with some homages.
Mm-hmm. Now, my next question for the next one is Action Comics 1046. James, what cover did you get?
Oh, I got Bermejo. I've been waiting for his Action Comics covers since I heard he was going to be doing variants for that moving forward. He was going to stop on the detective ones and switch over to Action.
Now, here's what's interesting is he just had that book released, Dear Detective, which is basically a story being told with very minimal words, but it's all of his variant covers. I'm going to get that book because I love his work.
Yeah, I want that book. I saw it. I was like, oh, this is a great time for me not to be able to be buying more books.
Yeah. We might have to start reading old comics and then wait for the new stuff to start hitting.
DC Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have to go with some old storylines and then...
Let's go find someone that people hate. Let's talk about those. But no, Bermejo is like the one artist that when he does variant covers, I buy them.
Yeah, I was buying Detective for a little while. Oh, excuse me.
Nope, we yawned together.
It's that red and blue thing.
Yep. It's that we're old.
Yeah, I'm ready for bed. I had a good workout at the gym today, and when I was there and hitting it, I was like, dang, my energy level feels low. And so, yeah, just continued to go for the rest of the evening.
Huh. So, all right. Well, let's take our listeners on Action Comics 1046. This is an adventure book. Are we ready?
I am ready.
Ooh, okay. So we start off with Superman looking at what looks like a giant bug.
Worm, serpent of some sort.
The writing on the walls has a lot to say about gods. And basically he's fighting it. And he does what Superman does. You know, he takes it out. He's trying to get to... It's like they bust through the doors, and it's kind of this weird, unhinged dimension plane world where he's got to jump on like pieces of Genesis to get to an island where there's like a building castle. It all makes sense when you're looking at it, but trying to like talk about it's ridiculous. And then there's like a ghost hologram of like a kid who's asking him what he wants. She says, "You're not like the others. Go back, unblooded sword. This is not for you." He's like, "I can't. Then you'll die here. The warrior who came before you carried many slain and sacrificed much to reach these halls." And basically, he's like, offering nothing. I certainly not people's lives. I'm here to save lives. When that's done, I'll go. And then the child's like, "Answer my riddle." And then,
well, that's kind of like the answer that the child was looking for.
mm-hmm, it's all a riddle.
It might have burst into flame and destroyed him right there if he didn't pass the first test.
And so, to the father, a daughter. To the father, a daughter. By her will, there are 3 brothers. The 4... I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it's a big riddle. Okay?
It is a nice long riddle.
And then it says, basically, it says, "Name the gifts given, warrior, and which gift our father prized above all else." And Superman, looking at stuff, says, "The father's gifts were fate, time, life, and memory. But the father's favorite gift was none of these. His favorite was his daughter, the gift that he was given." And he does the puzzle box. Basically, it's like a puzzle, like cube, but it's not a cube. What would you call that?
Well,
thing?
it kind of looks like one of the puzzles that the kids were doing that he made for the kids.
Right. And then the giant door opens a step forward, Superman, and claim the fire of Algren, if you can. It's like a giant, huge dude with like a Viking-looking sword of power. It says, "Algren, I presume, of all Algren I be mere shade, less than a faded echo of the god of gods, but I have strength enough to protect his divine spark." So they start to battle. And page as they go to battle, the hologram looking child spirit Olgren goes to smash. Superman yells no and pushes it out of the way and realizes that the child can control the giant person and says, "You would give your life for an unliving child, a thing of graven light and memory." And Superman says, "You don't seem unliving to me. You are worthy of your name, Superman, and a worthy soul bearer of Olgrin. His fire is yours now. Take it into your flesh, and you'll be stronger than ever. You are God in form and purpose. So now Superman comes running out, back through everything, flying, does a superhero landing, and then finds...
it's really bad for your knees.
Yeah. Krylux. And he says, "What have you done?" "I'm sorry, El." "Krylux, why?" "I don't expect you to understand. I'll give up the fire of Olgrin." "I need to know why after everything." "Enough," says a voice, "or I will kill these grubs before your eyes." And there's Mongol with his sword and the two kids.
Yeah. Krylux betrayed them. Betrayed Superman.
Krylux, what the X, man?
Yeah. Yep, betrayed them, betrayed him to Mongol.
The Mongol who is.
The Mongol who is, yes. I like the art for the Mongol who is right now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. And then
there's been a couple of different art styles for this arc. So,
A World Without Clark Kent Part 3. That's what we should go back and look at all the art. Because then we get to this World Without Clark Kent Part 3 where we have Steel, Superman, John Kent, Superboy, Supergirl, and the Superman of China fighting Conduit, and the art is just okay. It's kind of a letdown when you come from the art of the actual book. And then you're in the backup art, and it's just But basically, they defeat Conduit. It was kind of a letdown, but it was nice to see all the people together. I mean, was it Riccardo Federici? Like, he only did like 2 issues or something like that. Maybe 3. I thought he was going to do more. Because when he took over, it was really, really good. But yeah, that ends Action Comics. And then it's so weird that then to wrap up the title, they do these specials. Because it just kind of throws off, like, if you're just reading Action and then, like, you grab the next book, you're like, wait, what happened? You have to go track down this Superman World War Apocalypse special #1 to actually finish the storyline.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of
oversized issue to finish the storyline.
Which I think is kind of crap, okay? That's all I'm going to say. That you can't just read a title straight. You have to go and buy this. It's like, why not just make this? And here's the thing. So,
well, and then I got the cardstock cover, because it doesn't have like all the artist and writer and all the names and stuff on it. It's just got the Let There Be War, DC Superman Warworld Apocalypse. It almost looks like a like a 80s action sci-fi movie cover or something.
I just got
the cover of an album or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just got.
It's the same artwork, but it's just got a little bit of a different. Look to the whole cover.
Gotcha. Because I was trying to figure this out. I was talking to Grant Richter with the Truth and Hope podcast. And I was like, I feel like this is now catching Superman up to, like, because the next thing is him and Current, like, he's back on Earth. And then would that tie into, like, what's currently going on, where all of a sudden it jumps to him being back, and then it would be the storyline of death of the Justice League. You know what I'm saying? And then Dark Crisis. So, like, this is all going on before that. He's like, I hope not. I'm like, I kind of feel like it is, but we'll see.
Yeah,
because they got to because if this is current continuity Superman, like, they have to get him back just so he can die with the Justice League. But anyways, so let's go, James. You take it.
So, well, I opened up the book, and first thing I saw was the Superpowers McFarlane ad with Darkseid and Superman right there, and I was like, man, I want those figures.
I just got Superman so far. And side note, If anyone didn't listen to our McFarlane episode, we saw him and bought Sayla the Green Lantern John Stewart for Christmas.
Ooh, nice.
So because John Stewart's her favorite Green Lantern, and that's the only like John Stewart toy I can find that's in a decent price. That's good for just playing with.
Yeah. Well, I like this. I like the design of Darkseid on this line. Kind of New 52-esque, maybe even.
That's one figure I wanted was the New 52 Darkseid, where he was like super huge.
I want one of those. Yeah, that super huge one. But you know how expensive it is now?
Yeah, I thought about selling.
Because they don't make it anymore.
I thought about selling Brian for it.
Yeah. You'd have to at least sell a kidney. One of his kidneys for it.
We'll figure it out. Brian, here.
Yeah. Well, if you sell Brian, get two.
Okay.
I want one. He should fetch two.
We love Brian. We're just giving him he's not here right now.
So, yeah.
He'll come get us for that. You're like, guys, what the heck?
Right. So we open up the book and there's battle going on.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, lots of battle. We got Midnighter here, and then we see Omak and Black Razor and Apollo coming in. So yeah, there's a big battle going on here. This is like the final battle. It's on all fronts. One of the things Superman talked about like 2 issues of Action Comics ago, when they were setting up the plan, and then the whole last issue was just Superman in the
Olgren
battle. In the place doing the test to get Olgren's fire. So yeah, big battles going on, battles ensuing. Manchester Black is back. They have Enchantress back.
I love that Midnighter have Superman's like symbol as a shield on his arm, and he has a makeshift Superman cape.
Right.
Enchantress
then we
fighting Apollo with Manchester.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we go elsewhere on Warworld, and Superman is talking to Krylux. What have you done? You've been working with Mongol. He says, surely you didn't lead Mongol to our camp, to all the Philosians. You couldn't. You did. For God's sakes, why? And Mongol's just demanding the fire from him. Saying that he'll kill the grubs in front of him until he gives him the fire. And one of them, she jumps up, screams no, and kind of jumps at Mongol, but he picks her up by the throat. Otho, not Otho from Beetlejuice. Otho the Philosian. And then Mongol runs Osel, the young boy, through with a sword and throws him down dead in front of Superman. Superman says, you killed him, flying, screams you killed him, and jumps at Mongol and hits him real hard in the face. And they begin to fight. We go to the Star Forge of Engine City 1, where Natasha and Orphan, and they give a name to this guy. I'll have to get it here in a second, because you need to know it, because he sacrifices himself.
Yeah.
But they are up against Teacher and Darling, which is the machine that Orphan was like born into and protected by back in that issue. And Orphan has, what did they call that? They called those little triangles something. Now I can't remember what they referred to them as.
It's not a mother box. It's an orphan box, isn't it?
Orphan box. That might be it.
This is what happens when you read a lot. And then you start to forget, like, oh man, I need to read like 7. I need to read the whole story back to back, and then talk about it.
Yeah, well, this is quite a long storyline.
Yeah, it is.
Superman in Action Comics, he left Earth quite a while ago.
That's why, just for the listeners, we're going to do Superman Space Age all in one sitting, because that first book was really awesome and big, but there's no way I'm able to spread that out.
So he pulls out the orphan box, and Teacher is like freaking out. Get that thing away from me. And he just obliterates Teacher with that box.
Yeah, he does.
And Orphan says, "It is well, darling," and kind of merges back with the machine. And Natasha says, "I think we should have been more afraid of Orphan than we were."
That's true.
And they say, "Wire your reactor into the Starforge and hurry. The fate of Warworld will be decided in moments, and if any one of us fails, all fail." And jump back to the big fight that's going on. Enchantress is trying to reason with OMAC. Apollo is now coming in after Manchester Black and Midnighter.
Yeah. And then we turn the page and it cuts back and it's Superman battling Mongol with Krylux.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how they go from battle sequence to battle sequence.
It's like a Star Wars movie. Nice and edited.
Yeah, cut into all fronts of the battle that are happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So you have Superman takes the blade that has the fire of Olgren and goes over to the boy and basically gives it to him, and it brings him back to life. And it says, "You waste such a treasure on a worthless stray, knowing that your strength is now lost forever, that you will surely die. You would choose weakness and death for nothing? Why?" And Superman says, "This is why you could have never have won. Now get up and fight."
Yeah, pretty sweet. We cut back to Apollo and Midnighter going head to head here, and got a nice rumble. And we'll take it from here, Midnight. The Justice League has your back. And we got John Stewart, Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Batman.
They're holding Apollo down, and they're working on taking out the stuff that made him like the made man or whatever. And for a split second, I really thought they were there, and I was a little pissed.
Yeah, I thought they were there too.
I was mad because I was like, you guys didn't come when Clark originally asked you to, and now you're going to show up. But we find out it was a vision illusion by Manchester, and it's actually Apollo rips out the stuff himself. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, that's what it appears like. And it's pretty good. And then we got Midnighter and Apollo, husband and husband, reunited. And then they're all together as one. OMAC says she's done fighting them, that she's sorry, that she's only did what she did to save Laya, and that she needs to, and that she asks for their help to get her back. Cut back to the Starforge, and Leonath. He's the he's the smith that Natasha's been working with. He's the one who's kind of helped her along the way. He gets shot up by a bunch of the Warzone, and she says, "You're hit bad." He says, "Natasha, our Genesis device will do what it was meant to do. I will see to it. If you would do me the kindness, buy me a bit of time." And she says, "You'll have all the time you need, Leonath." And he heads in. He opens up the Star Forge and takes their Genesis device, their Genesis reactor, into the Star Forge, and it turns it into a white star.
Dun-dun.
Yeah, and we cut back to the fight between Mongol and Superman, and it's a pretty drag-out battle. They're exchanging blows. Mongol looks like he chops Superman's sword down, chops it in half. Superman gives him a nice big hit with the shield, next with a right, sends Mongol to the ground, says, "You're done." And Mongol uses his chest jewel, which is something. It was in this story.
Yeah,
but it was so long
It was
ago.
from an alien. Remember, like they killed the alien and took his armor, his outer, and that's kind of been passed down from Mongol to Mongol.
Yeah, it's kind of like the first Mongol.
Mm-hmm.
The origin of Mongol. Yeah, and he blasts Superman with it and says, "So dies the Superman of Earth." And it says, "The dead will never belong to you, Mongol, as heat vision comes from the sky." And Superman is supercharged. He's got like lightning around him. Like veins of energy running all over him and around him. And then Mongol giving a speech and just ran through. Cryolux is powered. He's super powered, and he put his hand through Mongol's chest and killed him. And then all of the Philosians all get super powered as well, and they start taking down all the Warzone.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, Laia, she senses, she knows what's happening, and so she's off to the reactor. Omak asks to be sent ahead of her so she could get there in time. And Black Razor is coming in, and Omak arrives in time. She grabs Laia and takes her into the white star, and it actually separates the Black Racer element from the Death element from Laia, and because it's like Genesis or something,
Mm-hmm.
it revives her.
Yeah.
She says, "I feel different. I know things I didn't know before." And she says, "I'm going to make you better now." So I'm kind of wondering if she actually has an ability, if she's going to be able to heal Omak or something.
Something.
The being that was separated from her kind of transforms, and in the back it almost looks like a version of the Black Racer.
Yep.
Like the embodiment of death.
Yep.
Typically fourth world stuff.
And takes off.
Yep, and takes off.
That won't come back into play.
Oh, I'm sure not. And we go back to where Mongol lays dead, and Superman is talking to Kryolux, and he is saying how everything he did, he led Mongol to the Philosians. he, what do you say? He says, you, with your wife and son, your home, your heroes, welcome, awaiting you. How could one such as you understand what I've been driven to? To kill Mongol, I needed the fire of Ulgrun, but I couldn't reach it on my own. I let Mongol discover our people's existence on Warworld, our ties to Krypton, and gave him a few hundred rebels who had been weaned on your legends to convince him of my loyalty. Those people he strung up outside the arena, your own people, Krylux, they're dead because of you. Yes, but Mongol is as well. I taught him the secrets of Genesis and the Necropolis, and in return, he brought me the weapon I needed to kill him. He brought me you.
That's something.
Yeah.
I mean, that cuts Superman deep. And he says, I have to go, El. There are others who have to answer for the raising of New Falasia. It would have been easier with the fire of Ulgrim, but I'll see it done all the same. I count you as a friend and ally, El. I hope that when my work is done, we might be so again. Superman says, I don't see how that's possible. Perhaps not. Even so, you taught me to hope. And then we see everybody celebrating all around. And we see Laya carrying Omak. We see Superman with the boy and the girl. We see people cheering they won.
Yeah, he says, with my newly restored hearing, I hear celebration. Chants of Balana, Gaul, and Unblooded Sword, and Truth and Justice. We won, we won.
Weeks later, the planet Daxam, the receiving hall of the Lord Premier of the United Planets. And basically, Krylux shows up and calls him out that he was Mongol's puppet. So there's an open story thread. I want you to know that the Philosian father whose children you murdered still lives, that I have power that I didn't have then, that one day soon you and your united planets will beg me for mercy, the way I once begged you. And then the story ends with Lois writing, and she gets flown out of the building, and it's up in the sky with Superman. And he's in full Superman costume. He even stopped to change to kiss her. He couldn't have shown up half naked just wearing his loincloth, could he? Nope, he had to go classic.
I don't see why not.
I know. She might have thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. She probably would have loved to see him in his gladiator getup.
She would have been like, whoa.
Right?
But hey, that was a awesome storyline that just concluded. I look forward to seeing where Philip Kennedy Johnson takes it in the future.
Yeah. Now, I flipped to the last page, like all the way to the last page, and there's an ad for Batman vs. Robin, which is a story we know that's come out that Mark Waid is going to be writing. It was teased in, I think, the end of issue 5.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still doing like a World's Finest, or?
As far as I know, he is.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just curious.
As far as I know, he is. And I'm curious in the Batman vs. Robin, just because Wade is writing it. So.
Yeah. Won't be something that I can pick up, but definitely look at it.
So yeah, I might have to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. If so, I'll just.
I mean, I want to read it. I mean, it's like you said, it's Batman versus Robin, and it's Mark Waid writing it. So, and I suspect that it's going to be a little different than the Batman and Robin dynamic that we got in World's finest, these last 6 issues.
Right.
Because the cover looks like Damian Wayne's latest Robin costume.
Right. So, all right, everybody. Let us know what your thoughts are. And remember,
Look up in the sky. Yes, it's Miss Sailor.
we just want to say if you've enjoyed this podcast, please check out other podcasts on the Press Play Podcast Network. Remember to check out Krypton Report on all social media platforms. Go to linktree.com/Krypton Report. You find all of our information right there. $1 a month, you'll get extra special content that you don't get on the main show, like movie commentaries and whatever else comes out of our mouths. So check it out, patreon.com/Krypton Report.